Someone's raising the roof.
Oh, gosh, Jenna, that's not what they're doing.
What are they doing?
Cheers, everybody.
He was jumping up and down.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers. What kind of coffee you have, Nick? What's yours?
It's Nick's Roast.
What is
delicious.
it? What kind of coffee is it?
Yeah, give it to us.
I mean,
like a little description?
Good coffee. I mean, I don't know. What do you want to know? Like where the beans come from?
No,
So they
this is a Peruvian
No, they
blend
took each of
with
their
notes
personalities
of
and
some
they built
Arabic
a drink
spices.
around our personalities. So, for example, Cece got
A dark,
Rich, bold, and something.
yeah, dark roast, but I need some cream in my life.
okay. I got iced matcha because it's green and healthy. There
What kind
you
of
go.
coffee you got, Nick?
Great coffee, Cece. I'm not walking into the joke. I'm not walking into the joke.
It's strong, right?
How do you take your coffee?
Boisterous.
All right, just say
welcome back to
Cece
Cris.
wants me to say this.
What,
I like
Nick?
my coffee like I like my women, strong and black. Cheers, Cece.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm talking about.
Shout out to my wife. Now
I was
to
gonna
the
say,
television
like
show.
you like your woman.
My woman.
Your
Thank you,
woman,
Cris
right?
Broussard.
I'm gonna save
Thank
you. I'm
you,
saving
Cris
you on
Oh,
national
I'm getting to
TV.
quickly move on.
Danielle, we love you.
I like my woman that way
20
too.
games into the season, Kyrie. Guys,
Sorry.
20 games into the LeBron and Kyrie
Go
breakup.
ahead, Jenna, get in there. Get in there, Jenna.
Kyrie Celtics are first in the East at 18-4. Believe me, I'm trying hard. LeBron and the Cavs have won 9 in a row, but they're still 3.5 games back. Cris Broussard is back. I just can't believe you fell for that. I'm like dying here.
You got to you'd be like I like a tall glass with a little short chip, a little something on top.
I'm not going there.
Have it your way.
Cris Broussard has Kyrie proven that he's made the right choice forcing a trade away from Cleveland. I'm all kinds of twisted and messed up right now.
At the risk of making Nick Wright blow a fuse,
Here we go.
I'm very calm.
I'm going to say for now, I think Kyrie, so far, the way things have gone so far, he did make the right move because he ended up in Boston.
Yes.
If he had ended up in Phoenix, which was a possibility, or some other bad team, you go to the West, you playing for Phoenix, guess what? You're not making the playoffs. And in the West, with all those guards out there, if you're not making the playoffs or close, you're not making the All-Star team. Ask Damian Lillard. And so Kyrie
That's
would
a
have been
great
on
point.
a losing team, not an All-Star. His career would have really been on the decline. 25 points and 5 assists on a losing team does nothing for you at this stage of his career. But since he ended up in Boston, great coach. You're always, they may not win a title, but he's always for the next few years going to be in the hunt. You're going to be contending for that Eastern Conference championship. And if LeBron leaves the East, who knows what you can do. So, and he is in the MVP race. He would never be in the MVP race if he was still playing with LeBron. And I know you may say, well, you would have went to the finals in Cleveland. True. But you probably, most likely, would not have won.
And I also like the fact that where it ended up. Now we have the ability now to look back because where he ended up to try to analyze it. I think that one of the keys to me is your freedom as a man. All right. At some point in my career, I want to be able to decide who I work with and what kind of show I want to do. That's important to me. And as an athlete, at some point, you'd like to be able to take control because he didn't have control when he left Duke. Cleveland drafted him. They didn't have anyone else. They had the #1 pick. They took him. He was fortunate that LeBron decided to come back. But now he's in this holding pattern because LeBron is not going to tell Kyrie what he was going to do in the future. And there was no way that he was going to know. So he was at the mercy of whatever LeBron decided. So LeBron on a given day could have decided, I'm leaving Cleveland, and totally disrupted Kyrie and everything that they had going in Cleveland. So besides having the championship and the big shot, he would be right back to where he was at the beginning stages of his career. And I also believe that, like we talked about LeBron, like we talked about Kobe, like we talked about Shaq, he got lucky ending up with Brad Stevens in Boston. Because I believe that Brad Stevens and their organization will bring out the best in him, and you could see the other young players around him developing. So I believe that Kyrie, he's fortunate that he ended up in Boston because I believe that And to me, with athletes, it's about reaching your potential. And I believe he has a greater chance to reach his potential with Boston and the players he's going to play with over the next 4 to 6 years compared to not knowing what was going to happen in Cleveland.
Okay. Yep. All right. So let me respond to what you said there at the end. Kyrie would then be the first player ever to have a better chance reaching his potential as a basketball player without LeBron than with LeBron. What?
You're talking about individually. Mm-hmm. Chris Bosh, now he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He won rings with LeBron.
Yes.
But his game individually, he became a glorified role player with LeBron.
He did, but that wasn't Kyrie's role in the Celtics, or on the Cavs. He was not a glorified role player.
Okay, you're right. That's true.
And where Kyrie really does excel late in games, where he's second in the league in clutch points and clutch field goal percentage, second to LeBron in both those categories, he was given the ball. Like, he was allowed to excel where he could excel. And also let's keep in mind, it's not like Kyrie was a free agent this offseason, and he was going to have to commit the next 5 years of his career to stay in Cleveland. He had 2 years left on a contract. One of those years was guaranteed to be with LeBron, and then we would have seen in the final year. But to me, to answer this question, there are 2 ways, not from a personal happiness standpoint, from a basketball standpoint, Kyrie can validate this decision. Way 1 is lead the Boston Celtics to the NBA Finals, where he had been with Cleveland. We will see if he does that. The other way is from a personal standpoint, which is show that he had another level of basketball player to get to, and that he can now get there. So let's see, through 20 games, how does Kyrie this year stack up to Kyrie last year? Oh, wait, he's worse. He averages fewer points, the same field goal percentage, a worse three-point percentage, and fewer assists per game.
If I had known you were going to do that, I would have done the first 20 games LeBron had in Miami.
That's right.
Because you wouldn't have been happy with what you saw the first 20 games LeBron was in Miami when he left Cleveland.
Hold on.
And his numbers went down, and his field goal percentage went up, but his scoring went down in Miami.
So hold on a second. So LeBron left the best team in the East, the team that had gone to 3 straight finals. That's what he did.
No, but you still make the comparison him leaving.
No,
leaving is leaving.
I said
you can't make all the rules just so it slants towards LeBron.
I'm not making all the rules.
LeBron's first 20 games. Do you not think that his productivity was different than when he was with Cleveland?
Sure.
Forget about what kind of team they were on.
Sure, but LeBron wasn't. I said there's 2 ways for him to do it. The first way is the team's success, which is what LeBron
they're
got
having
in
great
Miami.
team success,
right?
Without Gordon Hayward,
and he don't have to get to the finals in his first year for it to be a success. You made that
Nobody
roll up.
expects him to beat LeBron James. Most people don't expect him to beat LeBron James this year and win the East.
Well, then hold on. Then what's the point of what we're doing?
It's about your career.
The point is to win a championship, not just to get to the finals. He would have got to the finals in Cleveland. Would they have won a championship? Slight chance.
Okay, so let me just ask you both.
He still would have had only 1 ring.
Let me ask you both this question. Kyrie Irving, if he stays with Cleveland and plays it out and sees what happens, or if he does what he did, which of those 2 scenarios is more likely to result in him winning another championship at any point in time? At any point in time.
I'm not going to say he's going to win one in Boston for sure, but if he stayed in Cleveland this year.
He had one more chance.
Exactly.
Because
if LeBron leaves, you're definitely not
unknown in Boston.
So
if LeBron left this summer, then
Kyrie can leave as a free agent the year after and go wherever he wants.
You don't know who's going to have money. He could have ended up in a better spot.
He had a little more control this time around. And we don't know the personal relationship. We're not in that locker room. We don't know how he actually feels. And a man's personal feelings, that should be considered.
Absolutely.
I think he reached your second goal so far. The personal. You can throw stats up there and say he's not playing as well. Watch the game. He is playing as well, if not better. Defensively, he's better than he ever was in Cleveland. And offensively, he's not scoring as much and giving out as many assists, but he's doing more in the clutch than he did in Cleveland just because he's got more opportunity. You can't say he's not playing well. He's leading his team's won, 16 straight games?
Yeah, 17 in the league in scoring, 21st in assists. MVP candidate, Kyrie Irving. Cheers to him.
He is.
Yeah. Cheers to him.
They winning 60-something.
I'm sure he's not waking up in the morning mad. I can guarantee you that.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much. Coming up is Aaron Rodgers ready to play right now. According to one of his teammates, he just might be. That's next on First Thing.